course. It's just what I'm worried about is the word after this whole virus situation is blown over. I mean, like, let's suppose like we got the vaccine and all that shit, and like maybe some of these habits that we pick up that are being normalized during the virus crisis will stay. Like, I can't put my like, I can't really explain you like what I really. Well, I mean, like, I don't have any examples of this, but I think our way of life has changed so much in the past few months, and it's not gonna go back to where it was. And like, we're just gonna pretty much forget some of the stuff that was pretty normal before that.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean?
I know what you mean. I
Yeah.
like there was like a freedom, a sense of freedom with what we were doing, but also, you know, there's ongoing things that we are attributing to, like we are social animals.
Yeah.
So, me, this is so,
I'm a regular animal too. Whoa.
I just feel like, yeah, okay, so you've got bands that are trying to get us to do this online stuff, and I don't think it's healthy, right? Because the first thing that pops into my mind is social anxiety disorder or social phobia. That's the thing that I always think, right, is when it's normal to feel nervous in some social situations. For example, going on a date or giving a presentation may cause the feeling of butterflies in your stomach. But in social anxiety disorder, as called social phobia, everyday interactions cause significant anxiety, fear, self-consciousness, and embarrassment because you feel like you're being scrutinized or judged by others. And I feel like things like that are just going to start traipsing in because you're going to
think this is going to escalate?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You're going to end up being a paranoid person. I just like, you're looking over your shoulder constantly and thinking, oh yeah, if I move here, then I'm going to get the bug. Oh, if I do this, then I'm going to get the bug. Because every time you open up like the news or something else like that, it tells you, oh yeah, COVID-19 was so high here, it was prevalent here. And it's like, okay, was it? That's good for you. But I'm just going to carry on with my dailies, all right? I don't want you to scare me, right? But when you got bands that are encouraging this kind of thing, I just think, especially mainstream bands, I kind of get scared because I think that they have a responsibility to help us be social, and they have a responsibility to tell us, you know, we're having a good time. We're here to have a good time. We're gonna be sociable. We've got all our fans together, and they have a social responsibility for us, you know, as fans, because we gone and bought a ticket. So what the fuck, man? We have to sit around some screen. What is that all about?
But you know what?
No one said anything.
Yeah, but well, okay, like this is quite interesting, but you know, this whole, what was it? Can you go back to the social anxiety?
Oh, the social anxiety thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So people. So it was like people feel awkward or feel being judged. Is that what it said?
Being judged, and they feel like they're.
Like, you know, of course, it's possible that this is going to escalate a bit, but at the same time, like, I don't know if you noticed, but like this whole virus time, I think it just showed the craziest side of mankind in general. Because, you know, like when there was this lockdown, then like I think people were either like bored, like getting bored to death or something, like having some serious claustrophobic reactions or whatever. At the same time, other people were like, okay, like now I can be the fucking idiot I actually am, and like like people were doing all sorts of weird shit, like like starting YouTube channels, like doing all sorts of stuff, and like doing art and like jokes and all that shit. Like okay, like I did my fair share of this too, like I did this Corona show bullshit, like it was really retarded, but I saw that I wasn't the only one, like, and there's still I don't know, like there are some weird things going on, like do you know this guy Wednesday 13, who was the singer of Murder Dolls before?
No, I don't know him. I can't remember.
Do you know Murder Dolls?
Murder Dolls.
Yeah.
Right.
Joey Jordison from Slipknot was a founding member of it. It was like, yeah, this glamish like horror rock project, and like I follow this guy too on Facebook, and now he's just like, I don't know, like doing some weird show too in his bathrobes or something, and I'm like, what the hell is going on with this word? Like some people manage to come up with some healthy new things, but yeah. So my point is that since we got to see our own weird side during this Corona lockdown, I don't think we should be feeling judged about anything, because now you can see that like everybody is pretty fucked up. So why would you be judged, right? But then, of course, if you have some social anxiety disorder or something, then you're not. I don't think this is a rational thing. It's a sickness. So
yeah, but we can always catch that sickness. We can always catch that bug, just like we're supposedly catching COVID-19. And the more they tell you, oh yeah, in a shop, 1 meter abstand. I'm so glad you don't tell us that every single time, and you've just got to sign up. Because if you told us on the tannoy, I would have to tell you to go jump, because it gets too much. But I have walked into, I think it was a shopping centre, and they do say, please use the hand sanitizer. And they say it in Norwegian, and you're like super creeped out, and you're like, what?
And you're like, it's not sanitizer, it's satanizer, you idiot.
Yes, it's works. But no, it is getting kind of creepy now, because, yeah, you have to think about what you're doing, how you're doing it, if you're going to be sitting next to someone, if you have to wear a face mask and you're just looking ridiculous, because but also ultimately we got problems politically with people just being okay with it, and they're saying, oh yeah, take that stand, go on lockdown, do all this kind of thing. And we need to be social, because we're social animals, and I just don't think that we should just be living in a dystopian nightmare, because it just sounds so communist. Not being it's like, are we all of a sudden going to become communist? Because if we become communist, then that means that they won't play any music that is decent.
Just communist anthems, right?
Yeah, and they will just oppress us, And I was thinking about that, and I was thinking about the radio. Because this now goes to the topic of mainstream bands versus small stream bands.
Small stream bands, do they say that?
Yeah, but small bands. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
Now
I was just wondering, like for me, it's second language English, so like.
Yeah, now they get streamed. I mean, it's like, yeah, they have a small audience, But I'm going to start with back in the day when we had so much fun in Rockefeller. Right?
I don't even remember that, man.
Don't you remember that? Maybe we have to rehash our...
So long ago.
It was so long ago when we had fun.
Yeah.
I sort of remember that Die Art is Murder has made an album in 2019, and it's kind of eerie, right? I'm a Die Art is Murder's fan, right? And I highly recommend, if you haven't listened to the album, to go ahead and do it. Can't remember.
What is it, like death metal or what?
It's like death metal, yeah. Go for it.
It's just like these long name death metal bands. They somehow they turn me off a bit with their long names.
No. You really
I
need
can't
to
explain it, but like when it's like your job is janitor and stuff like that, and Black Dahlia murder and the Milgram experiment conclusion, and I don't know, like stuff like
dying
that.
fetus. Yeah.
Dying fetus is okay. It's 2 words.
Two words. Thy art is murder.
That's that's not 2 words.
Yeah, but no, they are a good band because they come to Norway quite a lot, right?
Yeah.
And this was the second time because I saw them in 2016, then I saw them in 2017. I got to say, right, I want them to come back, and this is the reason why I'm going to like say this out loud, because they look after small bands. And they're always like up for telling everybody about these small bands, and you know.
They're pretty small themselves, aren't they? It was John D. So
yeah, so it was really small in John D. But they had, after the burial, Oceana, Justice for the Damned, and themselves playing on a Sunday night. 4 bands. I'm telling you, back to back to back. It felt like I was at a festival of death metal. It was, and it was only 400 krones.
2017. Oh my god, that was.
Yeah, it was like
a while ago.
Maybe it was a while ago, but I want to go back to the good old days. You know, when we had lineups.
We had lineups.
Yeah, I remember you turning around to me about Kreator, and you said Kreator does the same thing.
Yeah. Like it was in Rockefeller. They had Kreator, Sepultura, Aborted, and what else? Maybe there was something more, but I can't remember. But yeah, I mean, like this is a cool lineup, and like so two obviously like legendary thrash metal bands, plus somewhat. Like, well, what should I say? Like this middle class death metal.
Yeah.
Aborted. And I think there was one more band, but what the fuck was it? I can't remember. Anyhow,
there goes the swear words. Now the thing is unleashed. It's like, what the?
Oh well, sorry about that. Sorry, kids.
Too late now. But we're going to go talking about how brilliant they are. Like Kreator, they've been going on.
Like I was just gonna mention this. I mentioned last time this Kreator tour in 2007. I think when they were touring with Celtic Frost.
Yeah.
As far as I know, that might have been the last Celtic Frost tour actually. And Legion of the Damned and Vatain, and that was really interesting because, you know, obviously Celtic Frost and Kreator were like, of course they are legends, and they were legends already in 2007, but like Legion of the Damned was still an up and coming thrash death band, and Vatain, like there's like hardly anybody knew that band, and now they're among the biggest in black metal. So I really felt like that was among the best tour packages that I've seen, and yeah, it seemed like they gave the opportunity to Legion of the Damned and Vatain to present themselves, and they did, and I think they impressed the crowd, and it was a really good package, and yeah, like if more bands could do this, then it would be awesome, but like I don't know. Yeah, like so your point is that some bands you don't think that they're.
I don't think they make the effort, to be honest with you.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I'm specific. I'm being specific, and I know that you're going to be specific in a minute. But it's like the radio always plays mainstream bands.
Yeah.
And so mainstream bands, I feel, have a responsibility to introduce us to small bands.
Yeah.
And so I feel as though because they have that responsibility,
Slipknot.
disappointed sometimes when they don't do it properly. And like I can give other examples because I was at I don't know, Arch Enemy is a pretty big band, and they played at Rockefeller, and they had Ginger, and they also had Power Trip, and it was really good. You know what I mean? Quite good lineup. But Slipknot had Behemoth, and I don't have a problem with Behemoth. And I don't have a problem with Behemoth at all because they are the mainstream band, but we didn't even get a small band. And I paid 650 krones to go hear them at Telenor. I got no problem with Slipknot. I love Slipknot. But it's the fact that it felt like they didn't make the effort. There's lots of bands in Norway that they could have picked. No offense to
Like the thing that I was feeling with Slipknot, like it's a bit ambivalent because the way like during their show, like Kreator was presenting this, like, oh, it's so great to be discovering new bands and like bringing them on tour and all that shit. Like, like they presented Behemoth as they were like some newbies or something, like some rookie kids or something. But that's not the case. I mean, Behemoth, as far as I know, is an older band than Slipknot, or about the same age. And yeah, of course, when it comes to like their audiences, yeah, of course, Slipknot is infinitely larger. But still, I think that Behemoth is not the band that's in desperate need of presenting, like to be presented to the audiences of Slipknot. Maybe I'm wrong here. I don't know like the general outline of the Slipknot fans, but yeah, actually, like I think it's mostly teenagers. Like that's what I experienced on the concert too. Like the people were so much younger than me in average. I was a bit surprised, but I don't know. I think they could have done a better job.
I have to 100% agree with you there, because there's like bands that I feel they could have had Behemoth on top of another band.
Yeah, something else. Yeah, maybe adding something that's actually something new and fresh.
I don't have a problem with Behemoth at all. I feel as though they're multi-talented, they're fantastic, and the main thing about it is all the ponos, right, were getting out and doing the mosh pit. And you know what ponos are, don't you?
I'm gonna say yes to sound educated.
Polish Norwegians, ponos.
Oh, pono. Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be a new phrase. It's gonna be a pono.
Okay. Yeah, it's a big community.
Absolutely.
A few years ago, there was a big Polish tour. Vader and Decapitated came to play at Parketeatr, and I think even though the turnout was not very big, like, I think about 2/3 of the crowd were ponos. Yeah.
They really know how to have a good time as well. It's like they turned up in full force to support Behemoth, which I want to tell you I don't have a problem with at all. I don't have a problem with Behemoth. I don't have a problem with Slipknot. I don't have a problem.
Well, I have several with both, but I
just wanted more.
It appears that Behemoth, like the Polish people, are incredibly proud of Behemoth.
Of course,
even now I hear like even non-metal people are still acknowledging it.
Absolutely, which, I mean, I appreciate the radio for highlighting the mainstream bands like Behemoth or, Slipknot. But I also ultimately feel as though they have a responsibility to show us some small bands, you know? There's a whole list. There's Urav. Like, you guys are quite popular now. There's
Oh, wow, that's an exaggeration, but
quite popular, right? There's also Order. They're quite popular. There's so many other bands that are quite popular now that they could play, and all they have to do is just turn up to the concerts and then be there, and then play some of the music occasionally, you know. But they play all the mainstream bands on loop, so I have a problem with that. And
yeah, no, I understand.
to further contribute, I just thought I might, give a big shout out to Francis, who is a mainstream artist who lives in Oslo. And if you check out his video, he does Vildo or Nasser. And this is just like Lecquian is his performance. If I play this in the background, I probably get told off. But I just wanted to show that I am giving him a shout out. There are quite a lot of small bands that aren't even getting the limelight now. And it's COVID-19 and the radio has a responsibility. And I don't think that they do their job properly. They play too much stuff on loop. Just saying. I mean, we've got Spotify. That's great. But occasionally when you're at work, you're forced to play certain music. I think you told me that you played, Radio Brazil.
Radio Latin America.
Yeah, Radio Latin America. So, which is quite good because this is Latin American music, It's like quite good, the connection there. But we never hear it on the mainstream. Yeah. The mainstream will always play whatever, like the Anarchos, they'll only play a certain type of music, and then you have to go in search of it, which just makes me feel like we're living in a bubble, and like we need to come out of the bubble. I'm afraid. Come out of the bubble, people. Yeah, and we need to stop living in fear because, like I said, I don't think it's going to go down that healthy route. And just genuinely look after one another because that's not been happening. I think a lot of things have been just quite genuinely confusing, especially for a lot of people. So. But on that note, I think we've spoken for about an hour and a half now. I hope that our viewers get the whole maximum amount. They get to think about what we've said, try to think about turning the system around, turning those wheels in motion and asking the radios to play some freaking decent music. Or play something different, will you? Yeah, that'll be nice. If we could all come together and combine forces and say what we want on our radio stations, or encourage small bands. Come on, small bands, smaller bands. Come on, you've got a responsibility. I mean, you would have thought in lockdown, all these bands would be listening to, YouTube, or they'd be listening to Spotify and seeing the links and which bands link to them and doing their research. You would think that, though, wouldn't you? You would think that the radio has more time because they've been on lockdown.
Mm.
But no such luck. We have to do it ourselves. Oh, well. That beats communism then, doesn't it? That just shows that this enterprise is capitalist. And we have to do our own thing. We have to pay money to bands and then get them heard and seen. I just thought might also ultimately, add one nail to the coffin in communist thinking and the way that we're going, the route that we're going down, and the fact that, music is supposed to be capitalist. Radio is supposed to be a capitalist venture, and none of it is got anything to do with communism. Because if we did, then we'd have to go for the tannoys and telling us that we're 2 + 2 = 5. And I kind of don't want that. And I kind of need more. There's more to life than this dystopian nightmare that we've been given.
All right, I think it was a lovely conclusion.
More! But yeah, that was a lovely conclusion. What about you? What have you got in conclusion? You got anything extra? You got any extra to add?
No, I think you covered everything. It was like I